intellectual property is all a way of having that mindset that thinks outside of these tangible forms and in ways in which you can create it into new forms. And that's really where you can create the opportunities. And one of the next strategy I want to share with you is a way that you can create big opportunities, okay? And that is through bundling. You can bundle IP rights into a JV, and you can create big deals doing that. It's called co-licensing. Or oftentimes you'll find that co-licensing can be used as a good strategy. You can bring together two brands, create a whole new category of products and services, and make money doing it that way. Sometimes you have two products that can be bundled together and licensed out. Sometimes it's a brand and a product. Whatever the case is, you may be working with JV partners that have application. And in this case, you know, when I was at the studios, co-licensing was just starting to come into the focus there. Not a lot of it was done, but in this case, when I was at Warner Brothers, it was in the early days. Many people don't realize, not even Major League Baseball had their licensing division organized back in the 80s. It was actually handled by the division of Warner Brothers that they melded in. But when I was there, we did a deal in which Major League Baseball agreed with Warner Brothers to bundle the Looney Tunes cartoons with Major League Baseball. You know, very big business. And so at that time, in the 80s, the trading card business was changing very dramatically, and a lot of new trading card companies were coming in. One in particular was Upper Deck, who came in with the concept of, you know what, trading cards for years were being delivered by Topps in bubblegum packages for, 49 cents. What if we came in with a trading card and sold them for $1.50 or $2? And everybody would think, wow, this is crazy. Why would people want to double or triple? But they had spotted a trend in the market. So when they approached Warner Brothers, there wasn't really an opportunity on any of the products, and we had created this co-license deal, and I had spoken to them and said, what if you take this co-license between Major League Baseball and Looney Tunes? Now, these typically run higher in the royalty. It was about 12%, but the long and the short of it is they liked the idea, and because they were already working with baseball players, and they had some that were already working with them, we created this concept for comic ball cards and we bundled these together, put it together. The long and the short of it is they came out with this co-licensed product of comic ball cards and sold $30 million of product in 3 years, okay, just off of an idea of a co-licensing deal. And I share this story with you so you can get a sense of what you can do with this, is that when you combine two IPs together, it can be very powerful. And that's the same thing that you can do within a JV, is you should look inside these JVs. And by the way, when I say look inside the JVs, you may be working with 2 or 3 JV partners. Think about those partnerships, look inside them and say, are there any IP that they have right now that we could partner together in some form of a co-licensing deal? And again, you as the JV broker could sit right in the middle of this and get a piece of every single royalty that comes through the door as a result of that co-licensing JV. And let me just do a follow-up comment there. This concept of bigger pie, that's really what IP licensing is all about, is building a bigger pie. Because the opportunity exists today to go out and work with partnerships. It's a global marketplace. You've got to realize that with IP licensing, you're not restricted to your backyard. You can go anywhere, anytime, any place. IP licensing is something that can be done with Skype, with phone calls, with emails, with faxes. IP is very fluid. And this is the key to it, is building a bigger pie. It's about partnerships. Partnerships are what extract the value from IP. Partnerships are what build the wealth. And so when you think about building the bigger pie, keep that in mind as you look at working with your JV partners and building the licensing pie.